of his eye. Sit right down, we're gonna give you the scoop with Ryan Pfeiffer and Lisa Doop. Shama-lama ding-dong, loop-de-loop. This is the story of a guy named Mr. Boop.
You're listening to Being Mr. Boop. We don't have taglines on this podcast. My name is Ryan Pfeiffer, and I am Mr. Boop.
And my name is Lisa Doop, and I am Mr. Boop.
Lisa, it's Friday, February 28th, 2020, and today we're reading the first ever Mr. Boop strip. What happens in today's Mr. Boop? We should probably, introduce...
Yeah, let's explain a little stuff inside.
We should this is the first episode. I mean, I don't remember how, Being Jim Davis started their first episode. That was forever ago. By the way, this podcast is a ripoff of another podcast called Being Jim Davis.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, in case you're just here for Mr. Boop. Essentially what this is we're ripping off Being Jim Davis and Mr. Boop at the same time, combining two things. Because the first thing we ever recorded together was Being Jim Davis. Me and Lisa.
Or something like that. Yeah.
And then this, I think the second thing we recorded was the Mr. Boop game. So now we're kind of combining those two for this podcast.
Yeah.
So we're going to be I mean, I always have trouble describing Being Jim Davis because they're not reviewing Garfield strips. They're just describing them. So we're just describing Mr. Boop strips. That's what this podcast is. So what happens in today's strip?
What happens in today's strip? A man is married to Betty Boop.
Yeah, that's right.
And what a man is he?
That's the premise of the entire. That's strip, not just this strip, the whole comic.
Yeah.
All right.
Also,
panel one. Above panel one, we have the logo,
yeah.
Mr. Boop, and it says by Alec Robbins.
Pre-illusionary logo.
See, Garfield strips, they don't usually... I'll try not to talk about Garfield too much, but Garfield strips, they don't have the logo above every strip.
You know what? That's the one thing that this strip is missing.
Garfield?
Yeah,
that's true, yeah.
If only had a comic about Garfield, I'd read that.
Or maybe. I mean, hey, it's February 20th, 2020. I mean, we don't know. Maybe Garfield shows up in a later strip. He could. Yeah. I honestly don't remember. I don't remember Into the Future if he does or not. But hey, yeah, February 28th, 2020. Everything's looking good. The world is okay for right now, I think. I don't remember.
COVID 2019 hasn't started yet.
Huh? What is that? Oh, is that thing that people are talking about a little bit right now? Just a little bit.
Yeah, back in 2019. It didn't happen at all in 2020. And
February 28th. I don't. Nothing. That's not really that concerning right now yet, right?
No, yeah, and it's not like Mr. Boop was made as a reaction to being quarantined or anything.
Was it? Wait, okay. Had that already started?
Tweet that out.
Had that already started?
I'm pretty sure people were quarantining in February.
I thought that was March. I'm almost positive it was March.
Well,
maybe I'm wrong.
Well, this is February. February 29th or whatever. So
February 28th.
It's late in the game. Baby is already. I mean, people were already isolating. Before it was mandatory.
Well, panel one, we see a man in a short sleeve, button-up shirt. He's kind of his head is in his hands. He's resting his head on his hands and just grinning at the audience with hearts floating above his head. And he has a think bubble coming off of his head, and his think-a-log is, "My wife Betty Boop is really hot." So right away we learned that this man is married to Betty Boop.
Oh my god! And that Betty Boop is really hot.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. Well, we already knew that.
Yeah.
Panel 2, we see the wife in question, Betty Boop. So I mean, this is an iconic cartoon character. She did not originate in this strip, but here she is. This is her first appearance.
Well, I mean, she's a real person. She's a real person.
She's a real person.
Married to. Yeah.
I mean, she is kind of. She was the cartoon character was like based on a real person.
But I also mean the cartoon character.
The cartoon character is a real person. Yeah, as you see in the movie, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, where she's interacting with real people, and she's black
not a
and
cartoon
white
character
in
who
real
was created
life.
By,
not a redhead,
Nice.
unlike in some of the cartoons. And so Betty also has hearts coming out of her head, and her think-along is, when I look at my husband, I get butterflies in my tummy. That's what her think-along is. That's how Betty Boop sounds, of course.
Yeah, that's her voice.
Lisa, what's happening in panel 3?
In panel 3, kind of hard for me to scroll. So Alec is looking at his wife Betty Boop, and he says, we don't know this character's name is Alec, but we're pretty sure it is.
Alec? Who's that? Alec?
He says,
Alec Baldwin?
Alec, the guy from Star Wars. Forget his name.
Oh, Alec Guinness.
Yeah, and
Alec
he said,
Guinness is married to Betty Boop.
I'm so lucky to be married to Betty Boop. And then Mrs. Boop thinks, I'm in love.
Yeah, she's thinking, I'm in love. They're both staring at each other with the hearts are still floating around their heads.
Yeah.
Around their heads.
The spirit of love surrounds them.
Panel 4, we just get a close-up shot of Mr. Boop. We don't know his real name, it's just Mr. Boop. I imagine this is supposed to be Mr. Boop, the title character. And
presumably.
Yeah, he's got one eyebrow raised. He's still grinning like he was in the first panel, but now his eyebrow is raised. And we got a good shot of his Adam's apple there. I don't know why. And then his think-along is, I've gotta tell the guys at work about this.
And he does. And you would tell the guys at work about this if you were married to Betty Boop.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would think that the people at work already know. I mean, okay, this kind of raised some interesting questions. Like, it feels like this just happened. Like the way we're kind of just dropped into it. But he says the way he talks about it, it's like it feels like this is a new occurrence. That this man has just been married to Betty Boop.
I mean,
almost like it was instantaneously just brought into existence that he is married to Betty Boop.
But you instantly created by some sort of mad god who's decided that he should be married to Betty Boop.
Yeah, well, yeah. So I mean, I guess you could say that he is that mad god.
Yeah, whoever Alec Robbins is.
Whoever Alec Guinness is.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the first strip.
That's the whole thing.
We get introduced. I mean, it summarizes the entire premise of the comic to the point where you kind of don't need to read anymore. I mean, he's married to Betty Boop. He loves her. They love each other, and then that's it. That's the whole comic. Nothing deeper than that. It's just that.
I hope Sonic the Hedgehog is in the next one.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Why would Sonic the Hedgehog be in it? That doesn't make any sense.
I'm vamping.
All right. Well, you've been listening to Being Mr. Boop. No, really, we don't have taglines on this podcast. For now, you can find new episodes on YouTube via the Candyman 106 archive, and for more updates, follow at Mr. Boop Pod on Twitter. I'm Ryan Pfeiffer.
Better to boopin' than snoopin'.
What?
That's my catchphrase sign off. Better to be boopin' than snoopin'.
Oh yeah.
My